stay in formations. At the moment, I am just worried about a wing dropping or anything stupid like that. So if we need to, we'll just release.
Okay.
But once we get moving, let's just balance it on the main wheel, keep the wings level until we come off the ground. We'll come off the ground first. Here we go. Bit bumpy. Any minute now we'll start coming off. Right, we're off. Now we're going to wait for him to come off. Off we go.
Wow.
And one of the most important things about doing this little part of the takeoff is if the cable broke now, what would we do? Well, I'd just land ahead.
Right.
So this is sort of what we do in gliding all the time. If it broke now, I've got that field in front, I've got that one over there on the right. Yeah. So we land ahead basically until we get to a height that we're happy enough that we can get back.
They're almost always in an emergency mode.
Yeah, exactly, which is why we're very good when we get into power. If the engine fails, I mean, obviously I say we get worried, of course we do, but we've got that primacy already built in. And now we're getting a bit higher, the world will start appearing. And really, just help me keep a good lookout. Look above and below, yeah, like you normally do, above and below the horizon. If you've seen the airplanes, just tell me. He's in charge of the combination at the moment because he's towing us. I can get off any time I like, that's what that yellow button is that I told you about. Yellow thing. And he can get rid of us actually, if he's not happy. One of the problems you have with tugging is if the glider goes too high, especially at this height, you can actually force the tug to dive.
Oh.
And he doesn't have enough height to pull out. So
he would lose us.
Yeah, basically. So it's not an issue because we obviously train glider pilots not to do it. And I'll show you in a minute, once we get a little bit higher, why we're sitting in this position. So we're sitting sort of, if you sort of imagine you've got a gun sight in front of you.
Right.
You're keeping the, or I am, keeping the tug in the position vertically by using the elevator. Or, in other words, up and down. All I'm doing with the wings is keeping my wings symmetrical to his. And if I keep my wings symmetrical to his, the tension in the rope will keep us in the middle. If I let one wing go down, what'll happen is we'll go out to one side. So what you don't do, and I'll let you have a go in a minute, what you don't do is try and fly it. You don't try and, how to put it, don't try and fly it left and right to keep it here. Just have patience and level the wings up. So if I show you now, we're sitting just above his slipstream. So there's nothing stopping me going below his slipstream. So if I go down, the aeroplane goes up the canopy. There's a slipstream you can feel. We're now under his slipstream.
Right.
So we can actually stay here all day. And this actually is what we call a low tow position. Okay. But he can't see us. So if I bring the nose up a little bit, we come back up, aeroplane moves down the canopy, we go through the slipstream, and then we sit just above the slipstream. It's about there. Now I can actually go a little bit higher. So I can go higher. Remember what I just told you about tipping him up?
You don't want to make him dive. Yeah.
No. So if you look, you've got quite a lot of room below him, but you've not got a lot of room above him.
Right.
So that's what I'm making you aware of, really. So if he's turning like he is now, all I'm doing is matching my wings to his, and I know that by the top of your instrument panel. You know how flat it is at the top?
Yes.
If that's the same as his wings, and all I'm also making sure is if he turns left, I'm making sure my nose is at least pointing to the right wingtip, not to the left wingtip, because if we go on the left, we'll go into the turn, yeah. So once he's leveled up, I'll let you have a go. And it's all about relaxing. If you actually put your hand on the stick now and feel what I'm doing, I'm not doing a lot actually.
No, you're not.
It's all about having patience, and the one most people try and do is fly it. So if I let the left wing go down, watch what happens.
Right.
We move out to left. So if I want to come back into the middle, all I do is bring my wings level to his, look, have some patience, the tension in the rope will pull me back, and when it pulls me back into the middle, I might just have to check going out the other way with a little left and put it back where it was. So there you go, you have control, Dan.
Okay, my control.
You have a go, see how you get on. So remember, just keep your wings level to his if you can.
Wow, this is harder than it looks.
Yeah, well, you're formation flying really, with a rope on.
Okay, so now just level up and let him pull you back.
Yeah, just wait, have patience. So if you just wait now, the tension will pull it back to the middle.
There we go. Wow, this thing is
There you go.
really sensitive compared to a Cessna.
Yeah. But what you'll find is gliders are very sensitive in pitch, not so much in roll because you've got big wings. So it's all about, like you said, it's all about not overflying it really.
Yes, I see what you're saying now.
So you see how you're trying to keep it there?
Yeah.
Just relax and just get your wings level. Don't try and keep it in the middle, just get the wings symmetrical to his and just have patience. Because what you're trying to do is fly it in.
Yeah, I know.
It's alright,
Okay,
it's fine, it's good practice.
Wow. Okay, there we go.
And you see how he's below the horizon now?
Yeah.
Just let it move down a smidge so that he's just off the top of the horizon.
Okay.
And that means you're not too high then. So you want to see a little bit of his wheels sort of on the horizon's a good sort of rule of thumb. Depends on what aeroplane you're on, in, or being towed by. That's it. Another one, you see his elevator, you want to see the elevator on the trailing edge of the wing.
Okay.
And you see sort of like it's all matching.
Yes.
It's not hard, it's just practice.
There we go.
That's it, perfect. Now we're coming up to 3,000 feet, we're going to go to 4. So what'll happen is when we get to 4,000, we're going to look out, make sure there's no one around. We're going to make sure we can get back to the airfield because I'm not going to get rid of the tug until I know we can. For it. Now you can appreciate the extra workload. While you're doing this and you've got used to this, you need to also keep a good lookout for the gliders and aeroplanes, but also for thermals and clouds. So as you are finding, Dan, you're concentrating quite hard looking forward at the moment.
Yes.
Obviously as you get better you can be looking sideways and doing lots of things, but that's like any form of flying, it just takes time to build that bandwidth.
Yes.
So we've got another 500 feet to go. So what'll happen is, we'll look around, make sure there's no other aeroplanes around, I can see the airfield so I know we can get back, and then we'll release the rope. All we're interested in is to see that the rope's released before we do anything, because if we try and do something with this aeroplane and the rope's still connected, it's not going to be a good day. So we make sure the rope's released and then we can turn or do whatever we like. But we also don't want to lower the nose because we can actually catch him up. So if there's a rope that we've just released with some metal hooks on the end, the last thing we want is those metal hooks in front of your face, in front of the canopy. So what we will do is, as I release, I want you to just gently, and I mean gently, just slow the aeroplane down, just so that we know we're creating a sort of a separation, as long as we see the rope go slack. So we're getting there, another 100 feet to go. Every ounce out of him. We know where the airfield is. I know there's no aircraft around. I've had a good look, can't see anything. And we're coming to 4,000 feet, so here we go. I'm going to release the rope. There's the rope gone. Now just see it, now it's gone, just slow the aeroplane down. That's it. And what you saw, it's created a separation. If you turn to left now, Dan, and just go left, you'll see the tug diving away if you want.
Yeah.
Or left. Yeah, just a little turn to left, nothing to, there he is, look.
Yep.
So he's diving away now and going back to pick up the next guys. And you're now flying a glider.
Oh wow! Now this is great. Wow. Where's airspeed is?
Yeah, so airspeed, the speed you're at now is about where that triangle is. See where the top.
We don't
top
want to go below the triangle.
No, you can go as slow as you like. It just means we'll get a bit nearer to the stall because
Right.
we do that all the time. We can have a play if you like.
No, no. Sorry.
But basically, 50 where you are now is a nice speed for this sort of height because we're quite high. There's no real rough air, so it's not bad. This aeroplane won't come down any faster really if you increase to 60. So you've really got a band there between 50 and 60. You can do what you like with. All we're really conscious about when we're flying gliders is making sure we don't go near the stall like any aeroplane.
Okay.
So if you feel the symptoms of a stall coming on, then just speed it up. So feel free to do a turn to left if you like. The airfield's below us, because we can do what we call a hassle check now we're here, which is height sufficient for what we're going to do, because you're going to have a go at a loop, remember, and I've set you the loop challenge.
Okay.
And
little traffic out there.
yeah, well, look, yeah, good, yeah, just keep a lookout. And limiting speeds on this aircraft, it's 151 knots V&E and 97 VA. In other words, don't move the controls too much. Other than that, you know, and it's on your ASI as well. They're sort of the main speeds we need to know about. Straps are secure, well, you should be, because we took off. No, mine are as well. No loose objects or articles to hit this in the face or get in the way, like a water bottle or anything, so that's fine. And the next one is location and lookout. So you can do me a turn again to the left or right, I don't care which way you want to go. And we're looking, are we over any active airfields, over any towns, villages or anything that if unfortunately it got a bit interesting, we're going to end up over. Well, I know we're not, because I know where we are. And we're also looking out in about a sort of a 45-degree angle down to see if there's any aircraft coming in below us. Okay. Because there's no point in looking dead the same level, because by the time he gets here we've already done we're diving. So we're looking to see if there's anything underneath us that we can see or can't see. So I can't see anything, don't think you can either. So we're going to position the aeroplane now in a position that I know your guys can see what you're going to do. So remember those 3 commands that I told you?
Yes.
So when I tell you, not now, but when I tell you, we're going to lower the nose to a certain point, and I'm going to say hold it. We're going to increase the speed, and then I'm going to say pull back now. Pull back now, nice and steadily, nice and sort of not aggressively is a better word. And if I say pull back more, it just means do it quicker, really. If I say relax, it just means do it slower. You should find the stick's right in the pick of your in your stomach when we're sort of doing the manoeuvre, and then I'll just say relax. And when I say relax, that's when we're sort of coming out of it. And then if everything goes hunky-dory, we might do another one. So if you now do me a turn to the right, and position ourselves, so what I'm aiming for, if you look on your right side, you might see the main road that's next to the airfield.
Yes.
That's like a nice straight line that you can fly down. So I want you to do me a turn so that road is on your right hand side.
Okay.
At about 45 degrees, and we'll fly 90 degrees to where we are now in a straight line.
Okay.
Yeah, so keep going straight for a minute, just keep going, level the wings up. So just get me the other side of this road. And then what'll happen is we'll do a couple of loops. If you're happy with that, I'm quite happy to take over for 30 seconds and just show you sort of some air show stuff. Yeah. And then we'll finish that, and then as I said, you can carry on flying me as you are. So what I suggest you do now, because I know roughly where we are, if you do a sort of a 270 turn to left now.
Left?
Yeah, left, because if you're going to come round and point where the right wing is now.
Oh, I see.
I know you'll be roughly in the right place. That's it. Quite a tight turn, a bit more, a bit tighter. Try and keep the speed at sort of 50-55, because you hear the noise going up.
Yep.
That means you're just dumping. So keep coming around to the left. I'll tell you when you're getting close to straightening up. But don't feel scared to go a bit steeper. You won't fall out of the sky. So when we thermal about 30 degrees, 40 degrees, which is a bit steeper than you are now. So you see that building down there?
Yes.
I want you to sort of aim in a minute to go towards that lake when I tell you. See that between that building and that lake?
Yeah, you go to.
I want you to aim towards that.
Okay.
So keep coming round, keep coming round. That's it. Now level your wings up now. And all we're doing is establishing that the wings are level and you're sort of all settle down, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So when you're ready, if you ease the stick forward now, keep, you know the wings are level because the top of your instrument panel, and just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, hold it there, aim for something in front of you.
Got it.
Just wait, we're building up speed, now start to pull back now. So pull back, that's it, a bit more, a bit faster, all the way to the backstop, right to the backstop, right to the backstop. There you go. Hold it there, just hold it there, hold it there. Now relax, now, start to relax now. So stick forward, hold it there, and pull back again, do it again. That's it, round you go.
Oh, this is awesome.
And there you go, a little bit like perfect. You want to do another one? Feel free to do another one. So
absolutely.
hold it back, and then that's it, round you go. Up. Alright, now let me help you on this one.
Okay.
And I'm just going to do some other bits.
Alright.
So imagine that's the air show line there, where I've got control.
You have control.
I've got control, so I'm going to turn it now so that we can go back the other way. And imagine the crowd lines where that road is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to go down here so that your guys can film it a bit better. Just hold on. Right, here we go then. Let's get a good shot for you. Now we can do a loop, but what we also can do is what we call a wing over, which means we go broadside to where they are. And then when you display flying, you're having to work out, and that's my job as team lead, to work out where we've got to put the aeroplanes back to keep in front of them. Now in a minute, I'm going to put, there's our buffet there, do you feel it?
Yeah, we hit our...
Yeah, so I'm now going to put the nose down and we're going to go vertical. So when I say, look sideways, and you'll see the aeroplane going up vertically. So here we go, look sideways. Before
Wow.
we're out of energy, we're going to go over the top. It's called a humpy dump.
Wow.
And then we come down and go vertically down. And I'll do 45. And then we'll come back up. We can do a wing over again if we like, if it looks good for your guys. And then we'll get back in the air. And then you can carry on flying. And if I want, I can pull negative G. So if I go to there, we can pull some negative G. And do what we like really. So, there you go then. So you've got control.
Okay, my controls.
And you can fly me around. So what you're doing now, Dan, is, okay, you got an altimeter, but if you notice, I've not really mentioned it other than getting off the toe. Yeah, feel free to do some tight turns, whatever you like. All you're doing now is looking at the airfield to work out the angle, the distance and the height to make sure you can get back there. So I don't care if you put it on its wingtip now and do some turns if you like, but just bear in mind, as you do that, your stall speed is going to increase. So 60 knots at least is a good speed with this aeroplane to fly around. Now let's just see if they're winching. They're not winching. No. Now obviously this is aerobatics, but in gliders we obviously float around, most people do, to find lift. So the nice thing about what we do with gliding is we can mix up what we like to do. Just don't go over the airfield for me because they might want to do a winch.
For any immediate place to do or to park out on the south side.
Because that's one issue we have with glide, not issue, but something you need to be aware of. Winch cables. Now, you get into 1,000 feet now, which means it's roughly about where we start our circuit. So we are going to land into wind. So you know the way we took off.
Right.
So you need to be upwind on the other side of the airfield, hopefully, but we're now going to make a decision. Do we go to the other side or not because of the position we're in? So I suggest you do a 180 and we'll make the decision straight away that we're going to stay on this side of the airfield.
Okay, 180 now?
Yeah, 180 now. Because remember, you're not got an engine, you're not going around again. So we're looking out, making sure there's no other airplanes around. But we now need to be upwind to one side of the airfield. Now we're going to do the circuit on this side. So you need to now position yourself upwind of the end of the airfield.
Okay, so left turn again?
Yeah, keep going straight, because the airfield's up there in front of us. So what will happen now is if you do a turn, all you're going to do is make your final turn all compressed into a very exciting turn. If we fly upwind a little bit, in a minute I'm going to get you to turn left, and that means we can do our downwind sort of
Yes.
part of the flight. So if you start thinking about turning left now, but don't get too freaked out by getting too close. That's it, round you come. Golf Zulu Bravo, downwind, left hand, 27. So level up the wings now, because you're going to give yourself the space to land now. If you get too close, you're not going to have the time. So your job now is to start getting yourself trimmed and ready to sort of fly at 60 knots, because that's what we've decided we're going to approach at.
Okay, I'm trimmed.
Yeah, perfect. And we're not going to get too close, so don't get too sort of, what's the word? It's a fine line between getting yourself a bit. So we can't see where we're landing now, can we? So let's do a 45 instead of a 90 degree like you normally do. So you're doing it. Start the turn, because you can't see the landing area now, so you can't judge the height and the distance. So you've always got to keep that in sight. So keep coming round, because I can tell you now you're getting lower. So the whole key I'm trying to get over to you, Danny, you've got to keep an eye on it so you can judge that distance. That's it. That's it. And there's someone walking across the airfield, which is fine. We'll get rid of that. They'll be out of the way in a minute.
We're going to touch down beyond the road.
Yeah. So aim for where down the middle of the grasses.
Okay.
Don't dive. Fly at 60 knots.
60 knots.
60 knots. Remember.
Okay.
So there's 60 knots. You're coming up. I'm going to open the air brakes now, and you'll see the descent rate increase. But you've got to keep 60 knots on.
Okay.
So your job is to just keep 60, and it will feel very unnatural putting your nose down. Now we don't want to land on aeroplanes either. So that's it. Just keep doing that. Keep doing that. And as we get near the ground, start to hold it off, but don't let it land. 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 Keep the wings level. That's just me putting the brake on. So well done. And now you're
amazing.
And now you're on the ground. What we try and do, like you do in a powered aeroplane, just keep straight basically. But yeah, well done.
That was amazing. Rob, that was incredible.
Yeah, well done.
Wow.
You did really well.
I want to do this like a lot.
It's cool because can you see now how it's very useful for your flying?
Oh, absolutely. This makes me so much of a better pilot. The control inputs are so micro compared to a fixed wing that you really have to be so precise.
Yeah,
I love it.
And the other thing that's a good skill to build up, if you notice, how many times did I mention altitude?
None.
Yeah, so all of your perception of height is done by the angle, the distance, and the sort of your perception of what you can see. And the reason that's useful for you as a pilot is because if you ever have to do a landing on a different area, you know already as a pilot your altimeter is useless once you get away from where you've took off from, unless you know the barometric setting. So actually, if you can judge your height and your distance and with just looking out the window, you can technically land anywhere.
Yeah.
So well done.
That was amazing.